Okay, let's get started. Okay, Race to Star. This is week 2, right? This is week 2 of our kind of like newly formed Race to Star. I'm super excited. And Kelly kind of talked last week just about finding your inspiration and staying motivated and what it means to be a star. And Jody and I can attest to the fact that it really is the sweet spot. We love it because it is the perfect combination of that really awesome paycheck that you love that makes a significant difference in your family's income and the amount of time that you're putting into it. So you have just enough of a team that you're really able to spend time with them and coach them. But there's just lots of balls to juggle with when you're hitting the pay rank of star. And so while you have a team and you're coaching your team, you also have to manage your personal business. And so that's what we thought we'd talk about tonight, was talking about how to manage your personal business whenever you are at the trunk show and actually maximizing your time at the trunk show. When you have, we all know that, when you have 10 or 15 people shopping in one designated spot, that is the highest dollar per hour that you're going to make rather than doing small personal reach outs. So we want to make sure that when we're at that trunk show, we come prepared and we're making the use of our time. And what I have found is that many times, if you just make several small tweaks to what you're doing at your trunk show, it can yield huge results. So I'm going to share my top 10 trunk show tips. I shared these with my team a couple of months ago, and actually I reached out to Jody and one of our other good, Amanda Embry, and they actually submitted some of their favorite things. So you're going to, some of these are yours truly, Jody truly. And so here's my top 10. So I'm going to start with my top 10 trunk show tips so that while you're at trunk shows, you're maximizing your time. My first tip is to hostess coach your butt off. When I am not hostess coaching, I am showing up to trunk shows that are $300 and $400. I'm scraping by to get them qualified for $500. And what that means to hostess coach, I know on my personal team page, I know Jody has done this on her personal team page, has shown pictures of what we put as leaders, what we put in our hostess pack. I make these hostess packs months in advance. So I will sit down one Saturday, rainy Sunday afternoon when I'm not grocery shopping, and I will put together 20 hostess packs. And I might have to go and, change, like we're about to get some holiday mini lookbooks. So you're going to have to maybe swap that out, but your large lookbook's not going to change, right? So you can go ahead and load all those up, load them all up. So the only thing after I book a trunk show that I have to do is print the invitations. And I've shared on my team page, Jody has shared on her team page how she runs it through her printer on the Stella cardstock. So it's not costing me any money as far as paper. I also buy with business supplies the little bitty Stella polishing cloths, and I keep those on stock, and they're free. They don't cost me anything to get. I stick those in there too. I get that to my hostess within a week of booking the trunk show. I give myself some grace time. I'd love to get it to her in 2 to 3 days, but realistically, sometimes it's a week before I can get it to her. And then following up with her, letting her know I always go in 2 or 3 days before the trunk show, and I screenshot the RSVPs. And I text them to my hostess. I say, okay, these are all your yeses. Awesome. I'm so excited they're going to be here. Here's all your maybes, and here's all your not responded. I don't even tell her how many people have said no, because I don't want her to focus on that. So I screenshot that, and then I sent it to her, and I said, here's a text that you can send, a separate text. I say, here's a text that you can send to all of your maybes. And I write some verbiage, and I stick some images in there to her. And then I say, here's a text that you can send to all the girls that have not responded, because there's a chance that they haven't even seen the invitation. And now we're like 4 or 5 days away. So I always touch base then. And then anytime between now and the date of her trunk show, like I have a couple of trunk shows at the end of October that I've already booked, like that week of Halloween. When our holiday stuff comes out that we're going to see in this next week, I'm going to shoot them just some fun images. When the October trunk show exclusives come out, I'm going to send them. So I'm not just like randomly texting them and being like, hey girl, how's your day? I'm texting them purposefully. I want them to be excited about their trunk show. And so I send them the hostess packet, and then I'm routinely following up. Those are the ways I'm following up. I'm sending them their invites and their RSVPs, and any new marketing material or images, I let them know that as well, and trunk show exclusives. So that's my first tip. Hostess coach your little hiney off. So reach out to your upline. I know Jody has it on her page, and maybe you could tag to roll it up to the top of your newsfeed. I'll do that on my team page as well. And Amanda's girls, Kelly's girls that are watching this, I know she would be more than happy to share those pictures for her hostess packets as well. All right, number 2. This is something that I talk to a lot of my stylists, and I'm figuring out more and more. It's just a question that I just start asking them as I'm coaching them about their trunk shows. Think about where you're setting up in the hostess's home. I've had more of my new stylists say, they're like, I only got $300 in orders. It's like, where did you set up? Well, I was in the dining room. Well, where's all the food? In the kitchen. Like, okay, you need to be in that kitchen because that's where everybody's hanging out. Now, if all the food were in the dining room, then hang out in the dining room, and that's fine. And so, of course, what is your hostess going to say? There's no room. I've taken up all my counter space. Like, okay, Callie, but what if there's a small kitchen? Perfect. I have an answer for that too. Guess what we're going to do? When you get there, you see the hostess, be like, listen, I want to make this the most successful for you. So why don't we do that? Would you be okay if we moved all of the salty things in the kitchen and all of the sweet things in the dining room? And let's put the coffee in the dining room and the wine with the salty. And I'm going to put all my gold in here on this table and all my silver in there. And we're going to split up my display. I'm going to put my display in 2 different areas. So that way everybody's not hanging out in one area and you're over in this different area. And then you feel like crazy jewelry lady. Don't be that girl. So don't feel embarrassed about that. Do not feel you are the stylist. So I know that might be what she thinks is a great idea, but I would definitely suggest that. I did a trunk. However, if you get there and your hostess is already set up, like mine was yesterday, she was all set up. It was a gorgeous display on her kitchen table, and she wanted me to be in the dining room. The bonus was that the dining room had wonderful light and gorgeous big mirrors, so I wasn't all that sad about it, but I told her, and she was insistent that I be there. So I was not following my own rule of splitting up the food because she had already set it all up, and I wasn't going to make her move her crock pot with cheese and everything. So I said, okay. Then about 30 minutes after everybody gets to your trunk show, is it going to be okay with you if I kind of gather everybody in the dining room? And she said, yeah, that's fine. I have no problem with that. And I said, I just wanted to have to ask you to move all your food. So sure enough, I waited about 45 minutes, and I told her, I said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and gather everybody because I want them to know that they can go ahead and shop. So I stopped and I said, hey guys, y'all grab a drink real quick, go to the table, grab a drink, and y'all meet me in the dining room. I just want to let you know how you can shop Stella & Dot if you're interested. So sure enough, the hostess, I'd already told her, so this was not a surprise. So she was prepared to get her guests. So she grabs a glass of wine, her guest grabs some wine or sangria. We all walk together into the dining room because you want to be where the action is, or you need to bring them to you. So do not feel sorry for being assertive at that trunk show. Also at this trunk show, I could literally only be there for 2 hours. So I was on a time crunch. So it forced me to be very intentional with my conversations and with my time. All right, so that's first is hostess coach your butt off. 2 is set up where the people hang out, wherever that is in the house. Number 3, you need to ask your hostess who's coming. And this is another thing that when I started as a stylist, I did all the time, but I've just kind of let it slide, and I just kind of get super friendly with my hostess and find out a little bit about her. But I'm thinking I need to know who's coming to my trunk show. If it's a working woman, you know what I'm showing her? I'm showing her that Hudson tote. I'm going to make sure on my display, and I will tell you, depending on who my hostess says is coming, will depend on what bags I put out. It doesn't determine necessarily what jewelry I put out, but it does determine what bags, because I can't have every bag out. So yesterday it was almost all working women. So I put out the Hudson tote with the City Slim clutch that slips inside, also 3 of them, the whole set. I did not put out the How Does She Do It, because in my mind, that's a little bit more of like a stay-at-home mom bag that you could put, like throw the diaper bag in and stuff like that, and it's wipeable. These women they were professional women. They work, all day long. They love the fact that they could take that tote out. So ask your hostess who is coming, and that's how I determined the bags that I put out. Again, they were working women. I also put out the Covet bags. I sold 2 Covet wallets because they were working women. They use their wallets all the time. So if it were like stay-at-home moms, I'm not going to not put them out, but that's how I'm going to determine what I'm talking about. So ask your hostess. Ask them if there's your stay-at-home moms, if they are working moms, if they have young children, that type of thing. Okay, So that's my third one. Number 4, and I know this, again, some of these sound so basic, but it's so good to be reminded of this. Put jewelry on your hostess. My hostess yesterday was a repeat hostess. So she was actually wearing the Pegasus when I showed up. So I put a pair of Relic studs on her, and I loaded her up with the arm party. I always bring extra jewelry in my little Stella Dot satchel case, so I will have her dig through that. Honestly, if she's, if she asks me, is this okay what I'm wearing? I'll be honest with her, and I'll be like, well, maybe throw on a black top so we can change your shirt, and we can change not your shirt, but your necklace 5 or 6 times during the show. And I will literally 30 minutes into the show take her a new necklace and be like, hey girl, slip this on. So get jewelry on your hostess and have her wear it, because she's going to sell what she's wearing. Number 5, and this is a big one. My team is now all on board with this. It has made a huge difference. You need to tape wish lists to the front of your lookbooks. I take some cute washi tape. I print out wish lists. I have one from the Team Diamond, I believe it is. It's the Team Diamond files page. I have it under the files section of mine. So Jody, you can go to my file section of my team page and share it on yours if you want to. It's actually a Valentine's Day wish list. It prints 2 per page. Nobody would know it's a Valentine's Day. It just has a little heart at the top. At the top, it's all their contact information. And not their shipping address, because you're going to have that. They're going to be saved as one of your contacts, but it's their contact information, very basic. And then it's all their wish list, right? So I actually let them use that. Since we don't do paper order forms anymore, I actually let them use that as all the things that they want. And I say, load this sucker up with all the things that you want. And if it's a trunk show that they're not very active, like yesterday my trunk show, they were ready to shop, but sometimes they're not very active. So I will say, if I have a pair of sparkle studs in my bag, which I normally carry some with me, and I'm really trying to hit a goal, or I'm really wanting to just beef up my contacts, then I will say, okay, tonight Molly is our hostess and everyone has a wish list taped to the front of their lookbook. I'm going to draw for a free pair of sparkle studs tonight. So you need to get your wish list turned into Molly in the next 45 minutes. So work the table, try some things on, get your wish list filled out. And then I literally take everybody's wish list, I fold them out in a fan like a deck of cards, and Molly picks one, and that girl, I'm shipping her a pair of sparkle studs. Sometimes I don't have them on my display. Sometimes it might be something that I have from a retired piece that I'm going to give away. I don't spend a whole lot of money on it. But you guys, I cannot tell you, I should have brought them. They're in my bedroom. I have them on a table in my bedroom. I probably have 40 wish lists, every one of them with a husband's name, a father's name, a mother-in-law, or a boyfriend. And I will tell you, I'm going to set up an entire trunk show and get orders for Christmas, because I'm going to start reaching out to these people. And so October is the perfect time. And so I would say your eyes are going to be bigger than your wallet tonight. So put everything that you went down on this wish list. This prints off 2 of them on a half sheet of paper. So I print them off. I tape them with some cute washi tape. It covers up the front of my lookbook, but I don't even care. So what I will do is I'll walk up to them and be like, oh, Ashley, it's nice to meet you. I write her name on the wish list, which is taped to the lookbook, give her that, and then she turns that in. I said, start filling this out, because in 45 minutes, Molly's going to draw for a free pair of earrings. And then I take at checkout, I take those wish lists and I keep them. Okay. So that's been a huge helper for me in the future with even sale items that are coming up. Okay. Number 6, a lot of us, I feel like, have gotten a little bit lazy in our group hellos. I know that I have, just getting really busy. So I say that you need to do a group hello, whether it's a big group hello or it's a small group hello, which means you might be gathering like I did yesterday. I gathered all 16 of these women in the dining room, but you might want to split it up into small groups of 5, and you're just having you're chatting with certain groups. That's totally fine. But you need to tell your hostess that you want to do a group hello. I told her that when I knew that I was going to be setting up in a different area of the house and the food was going to be. I let her know, hey, I'm going to gather everyone at a specific time. Is that okay with you? So that it's not awkward. And I always say, I'm not going to do a huge presentation. It's not a Tupperware show. I'm not going to show them every piece of jewelry. I just want to let them know how they can place orders, when it's going to ship, and how they can shop. And so my other tip about your group hello, whatever it is that you're trying to grow in your business, if you are on this call and you want to be a star, but what you're lacking in your business right now is stylists on your team and you need to sponsor, then guess what you need to be talking about in your group hello? You need to share your story. You need to talk about why you became the Stella Dot stylist, what you love about being the Stella Dot stylist, and tell them that you are actively looking for people in their area. That's what you need to do. If you're looking to book, if you have sponsored, but your personal business is lacking, you need to book. Guess what you're going to talk about in your group hello? You're going to talk about how much free jewelry the hostess gets. You're going to talk about how easy it is to host a trunk show. And you're going to ask every person at checkout if they want to host. So whatever you're lacking in your business, focus on that in your group hello. And you're going to see that, first of all, it helps you practice whatever it is that you're working on. It makes you talk about it in front of people, but you're also going to see that start to grow in your business. All right, so that was number 6. So we have hostess coach, set up where people hang out, ask who's coming, put jewelry on the hostess, tape wish list to your lookbooks, do a group hello, and focus on what you're lacking. Number 7, this is kind of relates to number 4, but put jewelry on people. Like when somebody picks something up and they're like, oh, that's so cute, and they lay it back down. I'm like, girl, put that on. Let's see it on you. Let's see what it looks like. I will bring sometimes some of those antiseptic wipes, and I'll wipe off the back of the earrings and be like, put that earring on. Let's see what it looks like. One lady loved the Rochelle earrings, and she put them on, and they literally, her neck was like this big. They hung on her shoulder. I'm like, no, you could not get those. They look silly. But she would have bought them if she hadn't tried them on. So I mean, sometimes you have to like physically put something on someone, and I will turn a girl around and tell the hostess, Shelly, look at her. How cute is this on her? Do we like this or do we not? So ask your hostess, ask for interaction, but put the jewelry on people. Number 8, I have all my trunk show exclusives. I actually have stopped talking about trunk show exclusives in my group hello because I want to focus my group hello, since I have a captive audience, I want to focus my group hello on whatever it is that I'm liking in my business. So I put all the trunk show exclusives this month. I don't have the getaway bag, but I have the poof and the necklace, the earrings and the bracelet. So I put them at my checkout chat. And I put them all right there in one little tray or one little display, and it's where I'm checking out, and I put them there. So I don't worry about talking about that. I might say in my group hello, just so you know, if you spend $50, there will be certain items that you can chop half off, but we'll talk about that when you check out. So I don't waste my time on, I'm not waste my time, but if I'm going to have a captive audience, I want to talk about something that's going to move my business forward, which is going to be sponsoring or booking. And so I always mention always do trunk show exclusives, but I do it at checkout chat, not necessarily in the large group. Number 9 is, and this is a big one that sometimes I forget about, especially now because they're doing big updates, but you need to make sure that Dottie is updated before you go to your trunk show. I did this yesterday. Has everyone gotten the new update on Dottie? Molly, have you gotten it? Or is it still just leaders, Jody? I don't know. We have a new update, and it's beautiful and it's awesome, but it completely pooped out on me yesterday. I updated it before I left, and so I had paper order forms, and so I went into the lounge on Safari and did all my orders that way. But don't wait till you get there. You need to be prepared to be having conversations, not messing with your internet or messing with your iPad app or whatever that is. And you also, in the back of your head, need to be prepared if there is a glitch. Technology is great until it's not, and then it's really not great. So, and I will tell you guys, as we approach the holiday season, and Jody can nod her head in testament of this, the site crashes, things get haywire. So you need to always make sure that you have paper order forms in your backup. And then number 10, and because I think we can get so caught up in all of this, all the do, that we forget to have fun. And I always like to remember that people are going to book with you and they're going to shop with you because they like you. And I think I talked about this before on a previous Race to Star call, but nobody wants to be at a trunk show or shop with a girl. That's not fun. And so you need to remember that while you are styling people and talking about all these wonderful things about all the reasons that you love Stella & Dot. And if that means that you need to drive through Starbucks before your trunk show and write that off as a business expense because it's a necessity, you need to caffeinate up, you should do that. And if that means that you need to put on some super fun music while you're driving to your trunk show, then do that too. But make sure that you're having a good time. And I just always kind of think of it as it's just a time for me to just focus on one thing. I feel like in my life that I'm always got 1,000 things I'm thinking about. And when I get to that trunk show, I could just literally like be present, be at that trunk show. So I hope those 10 things are helpful. That was my last number 10, just to have fun. And I hope that you can take at least one of those and make a small tweak in your business that would yield hopefully some really big results as we go into this fall and holiday season. So do you guys have any questions or anything to add, Jody?
I do.
Okay, I loved all 10 of those.
Well, you helped with some of them. I don't remember which one. I should have written your
I
name.
can't remember either. But I have never heard the idea that you do with a wish list and doing the drawing based on the wish list. I'm totally going to do that now because a lot of times I'll take a wish list and then stick it in the lookbook and people don't even do anything with it. So I like the idea of taping it on there and having enough pens because a lot of times they don't have enough pens either. And then telling them if they fill it out, then that's their entry into the drawing. Yep. That's genius. I don't know why I've never done anything like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm totally doing that.
Good. You should, because it's going to really help you come early December when it's harder to book those trunk shows because people are busy, but you got all those husbands to reach out to.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's great.
You already know what you already know what their wife wants. Molly, you had a question?
No, I was just going to say, I like how you ask who's coming and kind of cater to, I've kind of gotten the habit of putting the new bags in the front, but it's smart to say like, oh, this is a working group. They would definitely like that style more. I liked how you said that.
Yeah, and I still keep it all with me. I may just have it like sitting on the side, but what I'm going to put in the center of my display is going to be determined by the largest number of, guests that I'm going to have, demographic of guests. Okay. Anything else? I hope that was helpful, like I said, and if you're watching the recording or if you're on this and you need to go back and look at it again, but oh my gosh, that's 30 minutes. I mean, I love a good 30-minute call that you can like take one thing away. And Jody, like I said, go to my team page and you can it's Valentine's Day, but literally nobody even knows that it's Valentine's Day. That's not a high value activity to recreate that wish list enough to take off the little bird. So just print off 2 and start taking them to October and November trunk shows.
Awesome.
So, okay, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday night and we will chat next week.
Awesome. Thanks, Callie.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.